Gentlemen, if you're over 50 and you've noticed your erections aren't as firm, don't rush to blame age, low testosterone, or even stress. Because in my clinic, I've found that for most men, it's not any of those things. It's a single, very common mistake in the bedroom. A mistake almost every man over 50 makes without realizing it. And it slowly trains your body to produce weaker, shorter lasting erections. But here's the good news. Once you identify it and correct it, the change can be fast. I'm Dr. Lila Hart, a urologist with over 20 years of experience helping men restore confidence, circulation, and vitality. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what this mistake is, why it quietly undermines your erections, and the simple fix that can make a powerful difference, often in just a matter of weeks. Now, let's talk about something most men over 50 don't say out loud. You start noticing the changes. Erections that used to be strong and reliable now feel softer, or they don't last as long. Sometimes you need more stimulation than before. Other times you want intimacy, but your body just doesn't cooperate the way it once did. And here's the truth. It's not just physical, it's emotional. When your erections weaken, confidence takes a hit. You may avoid intimacy out of fear of letting your partner down. You might even feel embarrassed or wonder if your best days are behind you. Gentlemen, I want you to know you're not alone. In fact, studies show that nearly half of men over the age of 50 report changes in erectile strength, and most of them stay silent, thinking it's just an unavoidable part of aging. But here's the part that most men don't realize. While some age-related decline is natural, much of it is caused by habits and small mistakes that we can fix. And that's exactly what we're going to uncover today. Now here's where it gets interesting. Because what's weakening erections for so many men over 50 isn't always what you'd expect. It's not your testosterone suddenly crashing. It's not simply stress. And it's not that your body has given up on you. In fact, in my clinic, I see men who are otherwise healthy. They walk, they eat well, they don't smoke, and yet their erections have been quietly getting weaker. Why? Because of a subtle mistake in the bedroom, a habit so ordinary that you likely do it every single time without even noticing. And here's the paradox. Most men actually believe this habit helps them in the moment, but over time, it's slowly undermining blood flow, circulation, and firmness. I've treated men who were convinced they needed pills or surgery, but once we corrected this single behavior, their confidence and performance improved in just weeks. Now I'm not going to reveal it just yet. First, you need to understand why this seemingly small mistake has such a powerful effect on your erections. Alright, gentlemen, it's time to pull back the curtain. The most common bedroom mistake I see in men over 50 is unconscious clenching and breath holding during intimacy. Here's what happens. When you're in the bedroom, your body instinctively tenses, especially the pelvic muscles, the thighs, the lower abdomen. At the same time, many men unknowingly hold their breath or breathe shallowly. Now, in the short term, you may feel like this makes you more controlled, more intense. But in reality, you're restricting blood flow. You're limiting oxygen. And over time, you're conditioning your body into weaker, shorter erections. Think of it like this. An erection is essentially a hydraulic system. Blood has to flow in freely and stay trapped long enough for firmness. But if you're constantly tightening, squeezing, or cutting off oxygen with poor breathing, you're basically stepping on the hose. The result? Less blood, less pressure, and over the years, a gradual decline in erection strength. And here's the kicker. This mistake is so common that most men don't even realize they're doing it. It feels normal, automatic. But the moment you learn to correct it, your circulation improves. Your pelvic floor starts working with you instead of against you, and your erections can become noticeably stronger. Now let's break down why this small habit has such a big impact. An erection is not just about desire. It's a finely tuned process involving your brain, your blood vessels, your nerves, and your pelvic floor muscles. Here's the physiology in simple terms. When you're aroused, your brain signals nitric oxide release. That relaxes the smooth muscle in the penis, allowing arteries to open and blood to flow in. The pelvic floor muscles contract gently to trap that blood, creating firmness. But if you're clenching too hard or holding your breath, you interrupt this natural cycle. Think of it like filling a balloon. If you pinch the opening while trying to blow air in, the balloon never fills properly. That's exactly what happens when you tense your pelvic floor or cut oxygen supply with shallow breathing. Over time, this repeated restriction doesn't just weaken erections in the moment, it conditions your body. The nerves become less responsive, the blood vessels lose flexibility, and the pelvic floor muscles grow weaker instead of stronger. And here's where it gets emotional. I've seen countless men blame themselves. They think, I'm just getting old, or worse, maybe my partner isn't attracted to me anymore. Gentlemen, that couldn't be further from the truth. In most cases, it's not about desire. It's not about age. It's about circulation and muscle conditioning. And that means it's fixable. That's why correcting this mistake matters so much, not only for your erections, but for your confidence, your intimacy, and your overall vitality as a man. Now that you understand the mistake, let's talk about how to fix it, quickly and safely. The good news? You don't need pills, pumps, or complicated equipment. You just need awareness, a little retraining, and about 3 minutes a day. Here's the step-by-step fix I give my patients. Step 1, awareness check. Before intimacy, or even just sitting quietly, bring your attention to your lower body. Notice if you're clenching your thighs, your glutes, or your abdomen. Most men don't even realize they're tightening. Awareness is the first step. Step 2, correct your breathing. Take a deep breath in through your nose, letting your belly rise. Hold for just a second. Then exhale slowly through your mouth. Do this 3 times. This simple reset improves oxygen delivery and calms unnecessary tension. Step 3, gentle pelvic engagement. Instead of clenching hard, try a light pelvic floor contraction, as if you're stopping the flow of urine midstream. Hold for 2 seconds, then release. Repeat 5 times. This strengthens the right muscles without blocking blood flow. Step 4, pre-intimacy circulation. Boost stand up, place your hands on your hips, and do 5 gentle pelvic tilts, rocking your pelvis forward and back. This engages your core, opens your hips, and primes blood circulation. Step 5, relax into intimacy. When you're with your partner, focus on breathing deeply and keeping the rest of your body relaxed. Trust your pelvic floor to do its job naturally. The less you fight your body, the stronger your erections become. Now here's what I've seen in my clinic. Men who commit to this routine notice changes within weeks. Erections become firmer, stamina improves, and most importantly, they feel confident again. And gentlemen, confidence is everything. Once you know your body is supporting you, intimacy stops being a source of stress and becomes enjoyable again, the way it's meant to be. Now, while these exercises and corrections are simple, there are a few common mistakes that can undo your progress if you're not careful. Mistake number 1, over-clenching the pelvic floor. Some men here strengthen your pelvic muscles and think, the harder I squeeze, the better. But over-clenching actually blocks circulation. Think of it like slamming a door shut instead of just closing it gently. Correction. Aim for gentle, controlled contractions, not maximum effort. Mistake number 2, holding your breath. It's easy to tense up and forget to breathe, especially in the heat of the moment. But breath holding deprives your body of oxygen and weakens your erection. Correction. Train yourself to breathe rhythmically. Slow in, slow out, especially during intimacy. Mistake number 3, rushing into intimacy. Many men skip proper arousal or foreplay, rushing straight to performance. But erections are hydraulic systems. They need time for blood vessels to fully dilate. Correction. Take your time. Gentle buildup not only strengthens blood flow, it increases pleasure for you and your partner. Mistake number 4, depending only on pills. Now, medications can help in certain cases, but relying on them without addressing the underlying muscle and circulation issues is like patching a leaky pipe without fixing the plumbing. Correction. Use natural strengthening routines first. Reserve medication for when a doctor recommends it. Gentlemen, avoiding these pitfalls is just as important as practicing the fix itself. Think of it this way. You're retraining your body. Small adjustments done consistently are what restore natural strength and stamina. Now, gentlemen, correcting this one mistake can make a powerful difference. But erections aren't just about one habit. They're about the whole system of your health. Think of it like this. Your penis is a barometer of your overall circulation. If blood flow is struggling, erections are often the first place you'll notice it. That's why a holistic approach matters. Nutrition. Your arteries thrive on foods that support nitric oxide production. Leafy greens like spinach and arugula, beets, and citrus fruits all improve vascular function. On the flip side, too much processed sugar, excess alcohol, and heavy fried foods stiffen arteries and restrict blood flow. Exercise. Walking just 20-30 minutes a day improves circulation dramatically. Combine that with light strength training and pelvic floor exercises, and you create a foundation for strong, lasting erections. Sleep testosterone and growth hormone, two crucial players in sexual health, rise at night. If you're not getting quality deep sleep, your hormones suffer, and so will your erections. Aim for 7 to 8 hours. Stress management. Chronic stress raises cortisol, and cortisol directly blocks erection signals from your brain. Gentle breathing, meditation, even just taking time to unplug can restore that balance. When you combine these lifestyle pillars with the correction we talked about earlier, you're not just fixing a mistake, you're rebuilding your entire foundation of vitality. And the best part? These changes ripple into every area of life. More energy in the morning, more stamina during the day, and more confidence in the bedroom. Now, gentlemen, before we go any further, I need to give you an important reality check. Correcting this mistake and improving your lifestyle can make a dramatic difference. But it isn't a magic bullet for every situation. Here's when you should absolutely seek professional help. If your erections have completely disappeared and even morning erections are gone for several months. If you notice pain, curvature, or deformity during erections, these can be signs of Peyronie's disease or other structural issues. If you have underlying conditions like diabetes, heart disease, or high blood pressure, these must be managed alongside any routine. If medications or supplements haven't been reviewed by a physician, some can interfere with circulation or interact dangerously. And let me be very clear, asking for help is not weakness. In fact, one of the strongest decisions a man can make is to address these issues openly and get the right treatment. Because here's the truth. When you combine medical guidance with consistent at-home correction, your chances of long-term success skyrocket. So don't think of this as either or. Think of it as a partnership, you taking daily steps and your physician providing the right tools and checks to keep you safe. Gentlemen, let's step back for a moment. We've covered a lot, from the most common mistake to the physiology behind it, to the fix, and even the bigger lifestyle picture. Here's what I want you to remember. This mistake is common. You are not broken, you are not alone. Its effects are gradual, which means with consistency, they can be reversed. The fix is simple. Awareness, breathing, gentle pelvic training, and healthier habits. And most importantly, it's never too late. I've worked with men in their 50s, 60s, even well into their 70s, who thought intimacy was behind them, only to discover that with small, consistent corrections, they regain strength, confidence, and joy in their relationships. So don't buy into the lie that this is just part of aging. Yes, the body changes, but with the right knowledge and the right actions, you can stay vital, strong, and connected for years to come. And when you do, you don't just restore erections. You restore confidence, you restore closeness, you restore the part of you that says, I'm still a man and I still have so much to give. Gentlemen, if you found today's video helpful, I'd love for you to take one simple step right now. Hit that like button. It lets me know this kind of practical, science-backed advice is what you want more of. And make sure you subscribe to the channel, then turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next set of men's health strategies designed specifically for life after 50. But here's the part I enjoy most, the conversation with you. Drop your questions or comments below. I read every single one, and your insights often inspire future videos. Tell me, what other topics about men's health would you like me to cover? Maybe prostate health, testosterone, stamina, or even sleep. Your voice shapes this channel. So subscribe, turn on the bell, and leave me a comment. Together, we're building a space where men can find real answers and real solutions without the noise. And before we wrap up, let me give you a quick preview of what's coming next. In my very next video, I'll be tackling another silent issue that affects millions of men over 50: prostate health. When should you get screened? What are the early warning signs you must never ignore? And how can you protect your prostate naturally before problems begin? It's one of the most important topics in men's health, and I promise you, the answers may surprise you. So stay tuned, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.